this video is a reshoot of a video that I put out previously when I was out of town for a month where the sound was not included. So this is the virtual reformer with an emphasis on control. We're going to begin sitting to the side of our reformer. If you'd like, you're welcome to sit crisscross applesauce. This is a leg that I prefer in front, so I'm going to go ahead and switch my legs today just for a little bit of a change. I'm going to do a deep inhale, reach up out of my sits bones, draw my abdominals up and in, bring my rib cage together and down, draw my shoulder blades down my back and open up through my collarbone and soften my sternum. I'm going to exhale. Draw my belly button close for my spine. Inhale. One more, just allow your hands to rest gently. Now we're going to bring my arms to a T. I'm going to inhale, dropping my right arm by my side, bring my left arm over my head, leaving both sits bones firmly grounded. I'm going to reach up. I'm not going to sink into the side that's bending. I'm going to press up out of my hand to reach up out of both sides. Exhale up. Inhale to the other side, reaching over, pressing into the hand closest to the mat to lift up out of that side. I'm making sure that my shoulders are not twisting forward or twisting back. My shoulders and my hips are in the same plane as if I'm between two sheets of glass. Sheet in the front, a sheet in the back. Inhale. And exhale. Allowing my movement to come with my breath. My movement isn't dictated by my breath. We're moving together. One more on each side. When I'm bending my elbow, it's coming by my hip. And exhale. From there, I'm going to make sure that I have footwork springs on. For myself personally, on my machine, I have 3 greens and 1 red on. But whatever your footwork springs are, please put them on. I'm going to begin with my headrest up so I can close my rib cage, draw it down, not have it flaring out from the very beginning of class. I'm going to locate my neutral spine before I begin the movement. My sacrum, the area between my hip bones to my tailbone, that triangle right there, is flat on the mat. I have a slight lift in my low back, my low spine, but all 12 ribs are on. So the lift is from the top of my hip to the bottom of my 12th rib. My scapula, or shoulder blades, are wide and flat. I've opened my shoulders. When I do that, I make sure I'm not popping in my rib cage. I'm drawing my rib cage together and down. I have wide collarbone, soft sternum. I'm drawing my belly button towards my spine. I'm going to bring my feet into Pilates V. My toes are on, my heels are off. Squeezing my heels strongly together to incorporate the interior of my legs, or the inside muscles on my legs. I'm going to inhale out and exhale back in. Maintaining a neutral spine the whole time, not tucking or tilting to begin the movement to press out. I'm squeezing my butt, squeezing my inner thighs, using my hamstrings. I'm going to press out. I'm moving slowly with control. And press. And exhale. Don't pop your knees together, but at the very top, see if you can get a little extra squeeze in the movement to really get everything out that you possibly can. Here's 9. 1 more. From there, I'm going to squeeze my legs together. Come onto the balls of my feet right around there so I can wrap my toes over the top of the foot bar. I'm going to begin by driving my heels under the foot bar already. As I press that, I'm going to press my heels under and bring it back in. When I press out all the way, I'm going to draw in strongly my lower abdominals so my pelvis doesn't tilt backwards. Come back in and inhale and exhale. Inhale, squeezing my glutes to press out and exhale. And inhale. We have 5 more. See if you can have an equal time going out and use that same amount of time to bring the carriage back into the bumper, resisting against the springs. I press out, and now I resist the springs as I come back in. I don't allow the carriage to yank me back in with the springs. Squeezing my legs together the whole time. Ankles, knees, and toes. Press. One more in this foot position. From there, I'm going to float my feet up, flex my feet. My legs are still squeezed together. I'm on the ball, I'm on the heel of my foot, I'm sorry. I'm going to inhale out, pulling my toes back towards my kneecaps, and exhale back in, resisting the springs once again. Inhale out. Go ahead and check in on your body real fast and your neutral spine. Make sure that your sacrum is flat, your belly button is dropping to your spine. Ribs are on the back, ribs are dropped together and down in the front. And you have a wide collarbone. Pull your toes back strongly. We're still squeezing our glutes to press out. And squeeze. And in. Feel the front of your body elongate as you press out. And then come back in. And then we're going to float our feet up. Separate them to a wide Pilates V. Place our heels on the wide part of the outside of the reformer. We're going to inhale, press out. At the very top, see if you can narrow your pelvis, squeezing the very tip tops of your legs together slightly with your inner thigh and your glutes. And exhale back in. As you exhale, think of your belly button dropping to your spine as if there's a warm marble in your belly button. Your stomach was made of butter, and it's sinking towards your spine. And inhale, make sure you're not crunching your neck, you're putting tension, unnecessary tension. After, shake it out. Here's 7. And 8. Press equal time out. And equal time in. 2 more in this foot position. It's getting to be snow skiing season. I don't know if anybody's going snow skiing, but we will do a footwork position that can assist with snow skiing, especially if you prefer blue runs. We are going to pronate our toes or bring them to point into each other. We are going to turn our knees into each other, so the opposite of a turned out position. We're not going to sink our spine all the way down. We're going to maintain a neutral spine with a slight lift in our low back. When we press out, our heels are going to find the metal bars on the outside of the foot bar. Go ahead and adjust where you need to. And we're going to exhale. Draw everything back in. Still drawing your heels down to the foot bar the whole time, much like bird on a perch. So you're going to press, find the foot bar immediately and press out. Yearn your heel down to the foot bar as you bend your knees. And when you can no longer can't, still reach for the foot bar with your heels even when it pops off. And inhale. And exhale. This is not a very functional movement, meaning you don't do it every day in regular movements, but in skiing you can do it to slow down your speed on slower trails at the end of the day, in crowded areas. Here's 9, squeeze your glutes, and come in. Don't tuck or tilt your pelvis here. And here is 10. And in. From there, we're going to come up onto a forced arch onto the balls of our feet into a demi-point position. We're going to turn out into the wide Pilates V again. We're going to inhale out and exhale back in. Again, at the top of this, really narrow your pelvis, squeeze in on your inner thighs and your glutes to really get the most out of the exercise. We're still moving very slowly and with control. Make sure that your hips or pelvis are not rocking. You're able to keep all 12 ribs on the back of the mat, down, but you're not sinking in your low back and losing that slight curve. Well, let's count, but I think this is 6. Lighten your feet on the foot bar. Float them up and together into tabletop. Place your feet down in the forced arch or demi-point position. High in your heels, squeezing your ankles, knees, and toes together the entire time. Inhale to press out, and exhale to pull it in. Resist it in, I should say. Press out, feeling the length you're creating in the front of your hips and legs, and exhale back in. And inhale. Exhale. Here's 4. And 5. 6. 7. 8. Make sure that you're high up onto the demi-point position to really stretch out the front of your ankles. Strengthen your ankles. 9. And on 10, stay out at the top. I'm going to drop my left heel under, bending my right knee over the foot bar. I'm going to lift up back into the demi-point position. When I'm fully lifted, I'm going to drop my right heel under and bring my left knee over the foot bar. And then I'm going to lift into demi-point. Drop my left heel and lift. And right heel and lift, zipping up through the center, shooting energy out of the top of my head. And left heel and lift. Right and lift. You can speed up the movement. Please make sure that you're not tucking or tilting in your pelvis, that you're squeezing everything up through the center, and you're maintaining a neutral spine the whole time. Breathe naturally here. 9. Comfort your belly in your spine. Engage your lower abdominals. We'll do one more set. I lost count. I think this is 11 now. That's okay. Extra set. We're going to drop our heels under slowly and with control, and we'll lift them slowly and with control. Here, as well as in the footwork, we're lowering and lifting with the same amount of time. And lift, 2, 3, and lower, 2, 3, and lift, 2, 3. We're still shooting energy up at the top of our head as we lift, and lowering by still reaching for the sky at the top of our head. So reach, 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 and shoot the energy up. 8, and 9, and 10. Drop your heels under with straight legs. Now bend your knees, shooting your heels under the foot bar, resisting the springs to come all the way in. From here, we're going to come up to sitting. We are going to change our springs for 100 springs. On my machine, I use 1 medium and 1 light. That's 1 red and 1 blue. I'm going to come back down. Lying down, we're going to do supine arms, or arms without curling up. We're going to do curl up arms. We're going to do lift ups, and then we're going to go into hundreds. So, bringing my feet into tabletop, squeezing my legs together. I'm plugging my shoulders or flattening my shoulder blades, platforming them into the mat. I haven't moved the carriage away from the bumper yet, but I'm creating resistance in my straps by pressing into them, drawing down on my belly button, maintaining my neutral spine. I'm spiraling out slightly to my pinky blade edge to engage my lats and hollowing out under my arms to assist in that. I'm going to inhale. Exhale, drawing my hands down to my side. And inhale, my arms back up. And exhale to lower. Inhale to lift. Squeeze my legs. Exhale to lower. Inhale to lift. I'm going to bring my arms to a V, no wider than the width of my reformer carriage, still spiraling off my pinky blade edge. I'm going to exhale, bring my pinky blade edge to the mat first, or my hips, and exhale back up. So I bring my arms down in a V, coming to my hips, and up. Don't round in on your shoulder blades, and From there, I'm going to flip my palms up slightly, still keeping my weight in the pinky blades. I'm going to exhale, draw my ribs to my hips. Don't allow the front of your ribs to pop up, bringing your back ribs off the mat while you're doing this exercise in the T position. Maintain your neutral spine, and exhale, and open. From there, we're going to do the same arm pattern with the curl up. I'm going to spiral off my pinky blade edge. Inhale, exhale to curl up. Inhale to lower. When you curl up, think of creasing over your sternum instead of crunching your chin to your chest. You want to make sure that you have enough room under your chin to comfortably keep an A. You don't want to crunch it, cracking it, and you don't want to let it roll away. And up. Come out to a V. Exhale. More weight in the pinky blade edge. Hollowing out under your arm. Reaching strongly for the foot bar. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Bring your arms out to a T. Inhale to in. Exhale. Crease over your sternum and reach for your feet. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Slow it down if you sped up. And exhale. And inhale. From here, we're going to do 3 lift-ups. On the third one, we're going to go straight into hundreds. Arms up to the ceiling. Inhale to prepare. Exhale to curl up, reaching your hands to your hips. Extend your legs to working level. Draw your feet back in. Bring your hands up. Articulate back down to the beginning position. Exhale and reach. Inhale back. Final one. Exhale, reach, and now begin pumping. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. Squeeze your legs together. Squeeze your glutes. Squeeze your heels. Drop your belly to your spine. Keep a flat sacrum. Crease up over your sternum. Reach strongly through your fingertips towards the foot bar. The movement is coming from your shoulder. The rest of your body should not be rocking. 2 more. On the exhale, watch your belly button drop. Stop right there. Draw your knees into your chest. Bring your hands up to the ceiling. Rest your head, neck, and shoulders. From there, I'm going to peg my straps. I'm going to come up to sitting. I'm going to grab my handy sticky pad. We're moving on to stomach massage. I'm going to change my springs over for a red or a medium and 2 heavies. I'm going to adjust my foot bar as needed for stomach massage. My hips personally are feeling tight today, so I'm going to drop my foot bar down 1 level. If you have looser hips, if you like your foot bar higher, please feel free to place it there. I'm going to place my sticky mat on my carriage so that I can put 1 hand's width away from where the end of my tailbone will be from the end of the mat. From there, I'm going to come down. I'm going to come down to sitting. Bring my feet up. I'm going to place them in the center in a Pilates V position with my toes on, my heels off. I'm going to round over, placing my fingertips on the front edge of the carriage. I'm going to inhale, press out, straight legs. Exhale to drop my heels under and bird like bird on a perch, rounding over to C-shape curve the entire time. Inhale up. Exhale to resist the strength to come across. I'm going to inhale out, controlling the carriage. Don't allow the carriage to control me. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. And 1, 2, 3, 4. It's easy to tell if you're in the correct position. On my machine, it has 5 springs. My heels are located, where my heels are made are located directly over the middle spring. Your feet should be centered directly in the middle. And 7, drawing your ribs to your hips, making sure you have an equal curve from the top of your head all the way down to your tailbone. One more. From there, I'm going to come in. I'm going to flip my arms up, around to the side, locate my shoulder blocks, press up out of my shoulder blocks. I'm not popping my ribs, but I do have a nice, wide, open collarbone chest area. Think chest expansion. I'm going to press out on the 1 on the inhale. Drop my feet under on 2, exhale. Inhale up on 3. Exhale, put the carriage back in on 4. Reaching out the entire time, hollowing out on my underarms, engaging my lats. And inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Here's 1, drop 2, lift 3, and forward to the carriage, or the bumper, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Squeeze everything to control the movement. 7, 10, and in, and 8, and down, and lift, come in. Float your hands back up, hold on to your footbar, go ahead and release the spring. I'm releasing 1 heavy spring. We're going to reach our biceps up by our ears. We're going to press out, coming into a forward hinge position. We're not dropping, it's a two count movement, and we're going to exhale back in. And inhale. And exhale. Inhale. See if you can continue reaching across as you press. Reach further and come in. I'm looking down when I come in at my foot bar. 2 more. Inhale and exhale. And inhale and exhale. From there, I'm going to sit straight up, bring my arms in front. I'm going to exhale to twist to the side. Inhale back to center. Exhale to twist. Inhale to come back in, bringing the carriage in. As I twist, both of my sits bones are staying grounded. The twist comes from above the belly button. My ribs are rotating. Don't crank your body back by reaching your arm way back behind you. Allow the movement to come naturally. As you twist, grow taller, 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 and come back in. And the other way. Straighten my legs all the way, come back in. From there, I'm going to separate my feet wide on the foot bar. I'm on the arches of my feet. I'm holding on in the center. I'm going to fold forward, straighten my legs. I'm going to take a couple deep breaths here. Not only my shoulders should pop up, but my ears. I'm still pulling my shoulder blades down my back. I'm going to bend my knees to come across. I'm going to come to the side, remove my sticky mat. I'm going to change my spring tension to 1 light spring or 1 glue on my machine. We're going into reverse ab curl. I'm going to, if I dropped my foot bar, I'm going to place it back up in my middle placement. I'm going to come on to my knees, placing my thighs up against my shoulder blocks. I'm going to come down into the quadruped position. I'm going to take my thumbs and put my thumbs to the outside of the reformer frame with my other fingers so I don't saw them off when I do my reverse ab curl. From here, I'm going to inhale, dropping into a cow, lifting my head and my tailbone. I'm going to exhale, tucking my tail and looking through my legs. Inhale, lift the crown of my head and my tail without allowing my ribs to flare, my stomach to drop. Exhale, tuck my tail, move through my legs. 1 more. Inhale to lift. Don't crank your neck all the way back. Keep a gentle curve in it. And exhale to lift. I'm going to maintain this position right here, the angry cat position. I'm going to draw my shoulder blades down my back, hollow out under my arm. Make sure my knees are under my hips, my wrists are under my shoulders. That's as if I have a wall right here. I'm not going to pull forward with my arms. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tuck deeper, as if I've been punched in the stomach, and inhale to release. Exhale. exhale, drawing my hips to my ribs. I'm going to tuck under deeper, drawing my hips to my ribs. Not sawing with my hips. If my hips go like this, you're using your hips. We're going to draw deeper, 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 deeper with our curve. And release. And exhale. Release. 2 more. And exhale. Release. And exhale. Release. I'm going to pick up my right leg. Bring it so my knee is behind my knee. I want my knees square there, so I'm not going to drop my knee and let it drop. My toes are lifted. If I can drop my knee and maintain my hips, that's more than all right. I'm going to look down, coming into my C-shaped curve again, or my anchor cat. I'm going to exhale. Release. Don't forget, there's a wall in front of your head. So this is an abdominal-based movement. I promise after we do this, I'll let you guys go into child's pose. 4. Square your hips. Here's 6. 2 more, and exhale. Release, and exhale. Release. We have to do it on the other side. So release your right knee back down behind the shoulder block. Lift up your left leg. Cross your left knee behind your right knee. Square your hips. Lift your toes up to the ceiling. Come back in the anchor cat. Exhale to pull in. And release. Exhale. Release. Here's 3. Release. 4. Release. Here's 5. Control the movement. Don't let the movement control you. And 6. Draw up and in on your C-shaped curve even deeper. And 7. Tuck your tail. And 8. Draw your hips to your ribs. And 8. Allow the carriage to come to the bumper. Release your left knee back under the shoulder block. Reach your arms and land on the frame. Allow your head to rest. Take a few deep breaths in the child's pose position. From there, we're going to walk our hands on the frame back up, coming into a deep curve. Articulate our spine up to sitting. Bring our knees to the side. I'm going to add 1 medium spring to my 1 light spring on my machine. That's 1 red and 1 blue. I'm going to make sure that my headrest is up. We are going to move into the long stretch series. I'm going to come to the side of my machine, place 1 hand on my foot bar, the other hand on the other side of my foot bar. Bring my foot up. I have it closest to the shoulder block, furthest away from me, but the ball of my foot is located in the crack or crevice between the carriage and my headrest. I'm going to press that with my glute. Bring my leg straight up, swing it around. Place it on. I'm going to come into the plank position. Draw my abdominals up and in. Bring my shoulders over my wrists. Squeeze my glutes. I am in a Pilates position here. I'm drawing my abdominals up and in, and my ribs together and down. I'm going to inhale. To press back. And exhale, bring my shoulders over my wrists. Inhale back slowly. And exhale. Over my foot bar. And inhale. Exhale. Here's 4. Drawing my belly button even deeper on the exhale. We just have 2 more. Squeezing strongly into my glutes. And this is the final one. I'm going to drop to my knees as I bring the carriage into the bumper. I'm going to tuck my toes, place them in front of the shoulder blocks, pressing my heels into the shoulder blocks. I'm going to roll my shoulders up, back, and down. Squeeze my glutes to press my hips forward in a swan-like back extension position. I'm going to press out on the inhale, come quickly over my knees, and exhale to slide back up. I slide down the inside of a round bowl And I slide back up. And I squeeze my glutes the entire time. I'm drawing my ribs in and down. I'm drawing my abdominals in. I'm hollowing out under my arms to engage my lats. Here's 7. And here is 8. And then I'm going to sit back slowly, tuck my toes, look up at my hips, walk my feet to flat in front of my shoulder blocks. We're moving into round back elephant. I'm going to have equal weight on my feet, on the ball of my foot, behind my big toe, behind my baby toe, and into my heel. I can lift all 10 of my toes. My biceps are between my ears. My shoulders are back and down. I'm rounding up into the cat position, just like we were in for reverse ab curl. I'm going to squeeze my glutes to press the carriage back a few inches. Exhale, drawing my curve in even deeper. Bring my belly button to my spine to bring the carriage into the bumper. Inhale. Exhale. Don't forget, you control the carriage. The carriage does not control you. Don't allow your shoulders to press up to your ears. Inhale back. Don't lose the tuck in your pelvis, bringing it toward your pelvis, towards your nose right now. Here's 5. And exhale. Don't lose control of the movement by trying to make it too large. You want to maintain the squeeze on your muscles the whole time. One more. And exhale. From there, I'm going to hold on my foot bar, step off the side of the reformer. One foot, step off with the other foot, release my hands. I'm going to come down. I'm going to drop my light spring. I'm going to leave one medium spring on, one red. Drop my headrest. We're going to be moving into bridging to really work the back chain of the body before we move into standing side controls, working the sides of our body. I'm going to come down onto my back. This is a hamstring heavy exercise. So if your hamstrings tend to cramp, please pause the video and go ahead and stretch out your legs real fast. And then we will go ahead and move into this exercise. My legs are squeezed together or no wider than my heels directly under my sits bones. I'm using my hamstrings to keep the carriage in at the bumper. I'm going to inhale, tuck my tailbone, and lift up into a bridge, squeezing my glutes. Don't come up onto your neck. Stabilize on your scapular shoulder blades and articulate back down. And tuck and lift, squeezing, drawing in with your hamstrings. And exhale to lower. One more. And lift, squeezing, staying at the top. I'm going to press out and pull back across with my hamstring. Hamstring curl 1. Hamstring curl 2. Bring your ribs together and down. 3. Just 3 more. 4. Squeezing your glutes. 5. I'm really feeling it now. I think you guys probably are too. 6. Leaving the carriage to the bumper. Articulate down. Whew. One more set of bridging. Lift your feet up. Separate them to the width of the foot bar. Wide Pilates V. Our knees are tracking over our toes here. Maintaining a neutral spine to begin. Really curling on your hamstrings. We're going to tuck our tail and lift up to a bridge. Squeezing our glutes. Not popping up under our neck. Bring your ribs together now. Articulate down. And tuck your tail and lift. Squeezing your glutes. And articulate down. One more, and then we're going to do the hamstring curls, a set of 6. Tuck and lift. Squeezing the carriage to the bumper. And now open the carriage and squeeze it across. Don't pop into your wrist when you open. That may mean dropping your tail slightly, and that's fine, but squeeze your glutes the entire time. Here's 4. And 5. Squeeze it in. And here is 6. Keeping into the bumper. And now begin to articulate down to the mat. From there, I'm going to come up to the side. I will have one medium and one light spring on. I made up one red and one blue. I am going to drop my foot bar. Moving into standing side controls. I'm going to grab my sticky mat, place it. I'm going to place it a long ways on my carriage so we can move in to your leg. I'm going to place this other one on my standing platform for just some added stability. So you get up onto your standing platform. We're going to step onto the standing platform first, not the carriage. I'm going to stand up with no assistance and then place my foot onto the carriage at the very front edge. If you cannot do this with no assistance, please do not do this exercise. From there, I'm going to bend at my knees, hinge forward at my hips, draw my ribs together and down, my abs up and in. Place my hands in a diamond shape on my sacrum. I'm going to squeeze my carriage leg glute and press out for 1. And draw in. 2, 3. Try not to use the rest of your body to move the carriage. 6, 7, and 8. And now for the hard part, because we just did bridging. Leaving this leg the same, we're going to straighten our standing platform leg and straighten. And close. Don't pop your hip when doing this. Now straighten your leg and squeeze it at the very end, your butt at the very end. Just straighten your leg all the way. And 5. Here's 6. 7. Woo! And 8. Now bring the carriage to the bumper. Stand up with straight legs. Bring your side to a T, slaying your periphery. Press down on your hands to engage your lats as if you're pressing down on a ball or a pull. Straighten both legs without tucking or tilting. And resist the carriage back in. Here's 2. And in. Here's 3. Belly up and in. Abs in. Ribs together and down. 6. 7. And 8. Now if you're feeling good about your inner thighs, squeeze the carriage into the bumper. Reach down. Take your medium spring. If I'm still squeezing my legs together, drawing my arms back out to the feet. If you're not comfortable with that, please step off and step back on. The springs are lighter. We have one light spring or one blue spring on my machine on. I'm going to open without tucking or tilting. Squeeze my inner thighs to draw everything back up to the center. Much like in footwork earlier. I'm still reaching tall. Tall, 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 tall. But now my energy is shooting out the top of my head. Press down on your pulls or balls to engage your lats. 4. Draw your ribs down and then down. Here's 7. And here is 8. And in. From there, I'm going to peel my foot off of my sticky pad, reach my foot back and down, peel my foot off of my front sticky pad. I'm going to fix my sticky mats where I need to replace my medium spring, my red spring on my machine. So I have one medium and one light, one red and one blue on my machine. I'm going to come to the other side. Safety first. Foot on your standing platform first. Squeeze your glutes on your standing platform side. Step up with no assistance. Place your foot for the carriage on the front edge, closest to the foot bar. Hands in a diamond shape on your sacrum. Bending at your knees, hinging forward at your hips. Drawing your ribs together and down. Looking at the floor. Squeeze your carriage glutes and open and close. This side's going to be harder. You've already worked both legs on the other side. Here's 5. We're counting down. 4. Squeeze your glutes. 3. You control the carriage. The carriage does not control you. 2. Don't let the springs boss you around. This is control. And now bring the carriage into the bumper. Standing platform leg. Straighten and then squeeze your glutes at the top. Don't pop your hip like I just did. Straighten and squeeze. And in. Here's 3, abs up and in. Here's 4, shoulder blades down your back. 5, 6, here's 7, and 8. And then we're going to bring the carriage into the bumper. Stand straight up. Draw my abs up and in. Ribs together and down. Hands in a T on my periphery. Pressing down. Holding down under my arms. As if I'm pressing down on a pole or under a ball under my hands. I'm going to press out and resist the carriage in. And 2. And in. Here's 3. And abs in. 4, don't tuck or tilt. And in. 5, 6, 7, and 8. From here, I'm going to use my inner thighs to squeeze the carriage in. Again, if you're not comfortable doing this without stepping off the reformer, please step back with your carriage foot first. Remove the medium spring so you only have one light or one blue spring on, and step back up, standing platform foot first. I just want to reach down, remove the spring, use my inner thighs to squeeze in. Arms out to a T, pressing down, no tucking or tilting. Open with control. And exhale to squeeze everything in. Out in the same amount of time and in the same amount of time. Let's count it out to 5. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and squeeze in. 2, 3, 4, 5, and out. 2, 3, 4, 5, and in. 2, 3, 4, 5. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Still pressing down. Still hollowing out under my arms. Drawing my belly button towards my spine. Ribs together and in. Shoulder blades flat down your back. Just 3 more. Here's 3. And exhale. Shoot the energy out of the top of your head. And inhale. Still growing taller as you open wide. And you really stretch out those inner thighs after all that work we've done on inner thighs today. 1 more. And exhale. Squeeze the carriage into the bumper. Lift your carriage foot off first. Step backwards. Lift your platform foot off next. And step down. From there, I'm going to go ahead, take my sticky mats, put them to the side. I'm going to come down to sitting on my carriage. I'm going to put 2 heavy springs on. For me, that is too clean. I'm going to place my foot bar to the middle shelf, or footwork level for myself personally. I'm going to go ahead, raise my headrest, down, lying on. Oh wait, before we come to lying down, we're going into the good part of class, the footwork. So go ahead and change your straps over for your handles over for footwork handles if you need to. Now go ahead, come down to the line. I'm going to press out with one foot, bend my knee, place the strap around the arch of my foot, straighten that leg, place my strap on my other foot. I'm going to go ahead, connect my heels, separate my toes to Pilates feet. My feet are flexed, I draw my legs into a frog position. I'm in a neutral spine here, but I am releasing my hip flexors. I'm going to inhale out, squeezing my glutes, hamstrings, and thighs, and exhale back in. And inhale. And exhale. Don't allow your pelvis to tuck or toe. We have sped up the movement. It's the end of class. Your abdominals are warmer. You should be able to control your neutral spine. 8 and in. Now bring your feet up to the ceiling. I'm still in a Pilates V position. I'm going to point to open my legs to the side and flex to pull my heels back together and point to open. I'm not tucking or tilting. Here's 3, 4, and 5. Keep your feet flexed, and now flex to open and point to close. And flex. I have a nice wide open collarbone. My ribs are together and down. My belly button is to my spine. My sacrum is flat, and I have a slight lift in my low back. From here, I'm going to bring my feet to parallel, squeezing my glutes and hamstring on point, bring my legs down to working level, and flex to float them back up. I have a heavy sacrum this entire time, meaning I'm not tucking or tilting my pelvis or rolling in my hips. My legs are moving independently of the rest of my body that is stabilizing and maintaining a neutral spine, much like my arms were the only thing moving in the hundreds. Now it's only my legs. And we're going to point. And on this flex, we're going to keep our feet flexed at the top. We're going to reverse the feet, just like on open close. We're going to flex to lower and point to lift. And we float our legs down, squeezing our glutes, and we resist the springs back up, releasing our hip flexors. Float down, squeezing our glutes, and release your hip flexors up. 2 more. And lower, and lift. Final 1. Lower, and lift. On the leg circles, allow your legs, your femur or your thigh bone to move organically in your hip joint on this. So, as it turns out, allow it to. Just concentrate on maintaining a stable sacrum. And 2. And inhale. Or exhale. Whatever feels right. Just keep breathing at this point, please. And float it up. And now reverse it. So squeeze your glutes and hamstrings to draw your legs down. And inhale your legs wide to the side. And exhale to lower. And inhale. 3 more. No tucking or tilting or rocking in your sacrum. No collapsing in your low back. 1 more. I'm going to bring my left foot down, bend at the knee, locate the foot bar, peg my strap. From here, I'm going to straighten my standing leg or my left leg on the foot bar. I'm going to bend my knee, allowing my leg to float to under my arm as opposed to my nose. I'm keeping a heavy sacrum. We're moving into ballet stretches to end class. I'm going to take a couple deep breaths here. I'm going to straighten that leg. Allow my foot to float across the midline. All 12 ribs are on, but my hip is floated off slightly. I'm going to place my hand on the rope to encourage a little bit more of a stretch in my T-band. I'm not yanking it down. I just have gentle fingers to encourage a bit more of a stretch. Take another breath here. Straighten your leg again. Now turn out both feet, the standing foot and your foot in the strap. Begin to bend your standing leg. Bring your foot to the side, not so far to the side that your opposite hip rocks off. And begin to bend your leg to the outside. Couple more deep breaths here. I'm going to straighten my standing leg. Remove the strap from my foot. I am going to come in to the bumper. I'm going to bend my left knee. Bring my right ankle across the top of my knee. I'm not on my ankle. I don't want my foot to stick. I'm right at the very top above my ankle, right at the very bottom of my calf. I'm going to reach my hand through the bend in my right knee, my other hand around the outside of my left leg and grab behind my knee for a stretch. If you need a little something extra, go ahead and reach to the front underneath your knee, but try to keep a heavy sacrum here to increase the stretch. One more breath. release the stretch. Find the strap for your right foot, I'm sorry. Straighten your left leg. Place the foot strap around the arch of your right foot. Begin to bend your left standing leg to allow your right leg to float under your arm on the right side. I don't know about anybody else, but my leg is shaking in this stretch. It may or may not be a little mad at me for how much I worked it today. One more. Go ahead and straighten your left leg. Bring your foot across the midline. Leave the 12 ribs on your left side on. Float your left hip off. Bend your knee. Come on, do an IT band stretch. If you need a little extra, place some light fingers on your foot strap to bring your foot across your body a little deeper. If you are shaking, that's congratulations on a job well done today. You worked very hard and you did a wonderful job working on control. One more breath. Straighten your left leg. Bring your foot out to the side, turning out both feet, the standing one and the foot in the strap. Bend your knee. Come into a side leg stretch. Straighten your leg all the way. One more deep breath. Now straighten your standing leg. Take the strap off of your right foot. Peg it. Come into the bumper. Bring your right leg across your left bent knee, above the ankle, right below the calf. Take your right hand, thread it through your bent knee. Bring your other hand to the outside. Hold on behind your knee. If you can maintain neutral spine here, no problem. Go ahead and reach your hands to the front. Plug your shoulder blades into the back, platforming them onto the mat. Draw your ribs down and in. Flatten your sacrum. Take a few more deep breaths. One more. Come on out of the stretch. Go ahead and put both feet on the foot bar, on your arches. Go ahead and windshield wiper your knees from side to side. Go ahead and allow a hip to pop off. One more to each side. Come back to the center. Come up to sitting. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me, and I hope you enjoyed the workout.